In Sikshana, starting around 2004, when we started working on the motivation angle, by around 2007, we knew that motivation does work and it was tested in a handful of schools. But a time came when the whole idea was to scale up this model across the state. We wanted to test it out at a unit level. Vibha stepped up to the plate and said they would fund the entire block. So with help of Vibha, we were able to test out the model across an entire taluk for the next 2 years. And along the same time, we were very keen on understanding how this model would eventually scale out in the larger context of India. And we wanted to try out the model at the very initial stages in other states. And again, here is where Vibha came in and in a very big way and started a program called an outreach program. So with Vibha's help and their partner NGOs, we were able to assemble about 20 NGOs pan-India to come to Bangalore, understand our model, and a couple of them went back and started implementing them in Andhra and Gujarat. And the third aspect was we were constrained to South Karnataka most of that time, and we really wanted to step up and get into North Karnataka. Again, in this point, Vibha had set up a foundations team out in US who were able to market Sikshana on their own and were able to get us some big donors like Yahoo Foundation, Juniper Networks, and all of that really helped us to prove this model across an entire district in North Karnataka, which really caught the attention of the education department. We launched a new program called the Accelerator. So here what the model would work is whatever our Sikshana staff mentors were doing, we were asking the department CRPs, so they are the cluster resource people, who are in charge of a set of schools to actually go and run the program. And we looked for a donor who can do this at this level. And once again, Vibha came in and helped us out in that. So it was that actually made a significant impact because the state secretary, when he understood that pretty much the entire program in a district was being run by his own officials, in the system, and we were just being a facilitator. They said, okay, we are willing to pilot this in 2 districts where the government would not just give us their machinery, but also would start funding some of the physical inputs that was going into the schools, like the workbooks and stars and things like that. So that was a turning point, and now the only place where Sikshana would be involved would be in the knowledge transfer. So again, Vibha stepped up and funded the entire knowledge transfer cost for these 2 districts, and we piloted this in 2016-17, which within 6-7 months actually started showing such a positive impact that the department came back and asked if we could do a little bit more than that. When Vibha came in and said, money should not be a constraint. If you think you can scale, go ahead and scale, and we will be there for you. And that gave me the confidence to go and approach the state, and the department agreed to our proposal of taking this statewide, in which the 43,000 schools across the state will get all of the Sikshana inputs, funded entirely by the government, and we from our side will only enable knowledge transfer, and monitoring mechanisms will be put in place over the next 3 years. So this is such a significant step for us in Sikshana, because this is what we started off in 2003-4 time frame, was to create a model which can be handed over to the state as their own, and they will run it on their own. And we have reached this milestone in 2017, and we are extremely happy that Vibha has been a partner all along and will continue to do so.